Adventure Week is back, but will it be worth playing? Adventure Week was first introduced in 2017, and since its inception, it's primarily focused on rock-type Pokemon, basically fossils, and really it's been kind of forcing players to go outside and explore, almost like it's Adventure Week. Like I said, Adventure Week first debuted in 2017, and it's been evolving ever since. The first iteration, it was pretty straightforward. Walking distance for buddy candies was actually quartered. The Kanto fossils appeared way more frequently. I'm pretty sure I said more frequently. There we go. In 2018, the Kanto fossils actually were eligible to be shiny for the first time ever in Pokemon GO, and the bonuses were just absolutely insane. You got 10 times XP for spinning a brand new Pokestop or gym. I don't mean like brand new, like it just opened last week. I mean like one that you haven't spun yourself yet. And of course, other rock-type Pokemon were just appearing more frequently. For Adventure Week 2019, Onix, Lileep, and Anorith, and their evolved forms of course, all made their shiny debuts, while more rock-type spawns more frequently, and the quarter walking distance was actually replaced by 4 times candies from walking. So it's essentially the same bonus, but instead of like walking 5 kilometers for a legendary or mythical, you actually had to walk all 20 to get the 4 times candy bonus. So essentially the same, but you actually had to walk the entire distance, not just part of it. Unfortunately, during the pandemic of 2020 and 2021, Adventure Week was put on hold. Niantic didn't want to encourage its players to go out and explore the world, while the world government recommended staying inside instead. However, once the world opened up again and life returned to normal, Adventure Week returned in 2022. In July of that year, we got the debut of the Kalos region fossils Tyrant and Amora. Bonuses back then included half-hatch distance for eggs placed in incubators, and you got 2 times XP for spinning Pokestops and gyms. Fast forward to 2023, and the Kalos fossils were made shiny eligible, and Mega Tyranitar made its debut in raids. We also got extra XP for spinning stops and even more XP for spinning brand new ones. And like the previous entry of this event, we also got half-hatch distance for eggs. Now, while last year they really didn't introduce any new Pokemon or any new shinies, they did, however, boost the shiny rates of fossil Pokemon spawning in the wild. They kept the XP boost for spinning stops, but we replaced the half-hatch distance with instead getting 2 times XP for hatching eggs. So all this to say, how is this year's version going to stack up to its predecessors? Overall, I'm excited about it, and I can't wait to grind it. Bonuses will include 2 times XP for catching Pokemon, which is absolutely huge, especially if you're still in the grind for level 50, and because there are rumblings that at some point down the line the level cap will increase to level 60. We won't be getting any bonuses for spinning stops or hatching eggs, but instead, incense will be lasting for 2 hours, which is pretty cool since we're actually getting more use out of our premium paid-for items. Just keep in mind that the daily adventure incense, it doesn't apply to that. You're still going to be stuck with the normal time for that. A quick tip would be to have lucky eggs going while you're using your incense and try to hit as many excellent throws as possible. An excellent throw will give you 1000 XP base. However, with the event bonuses and the lucky egg, you're now looking at 4000 XP just for landing an excellent throw. Unlike previous years, the spawns will actually be biome based this year, meaning you're going to have to go out and explore just a little bit to find everything. In city biomes, you'll find Snubbull, Trubbish, Elgyem, Sizzlipede, and Esper. And just note that Esper is actually considered to be the rare spawn, and Sizzlipede is the only Pokemon in that group that cannot be shiny. In forest and grasslands, you will find Skwovet, Smoliv, Fido, Tadbulb, and the brand new Toedscruel. Keep in mind that only Skwovet and Smoliv can be shiny. Toedscruel may be new, but it is listed as a rare spawn for this habitat, and I'll actually go into more detail about Toedscruel and its evolved form Toedscruel and its impact on the game just a little bit here. In mountain biomes, you'll encounter Hippopotas, Jolbur, Rufflet, and Gligar, all of which can be shiny. And just a heads up, Gligar will be a little less common because that is going to be deemed as the rare spawn for that habitat. And finally, near beaches and water, you'll see Inkay, Mareanie, Dupiter, Sandygast, and Wiglet. Wiglet is making its shiny debut and will be a rare spawn. So if you're trying to complete the shiny decks, like I am, it's going to be rather tough. There will be free timed research, and that will offer you 1 incense, 4 rare candies, and encounters with event-themed Pokemon and more. Not a bad value for free $99. But if you want to upgrade your experience, you can get the paid timed research for $1.99. Rewards will include 3 lucky eggs, 4 more rare candies, encounters with event-themed Pokemon, including Beldum, Sandygast, Fido, and others. You can buy yourself a ticket, or you can gift one to a friend if you want to spread some love in the community. Now, keep in mind that both are timed researches and they're well timed. So you only have until August 3rd at 8 p.m. when the event is over to be able to claim all those rewards. Okay guys, I think now would be a great time to ask the question of the day. Which Pokemon are you most excited to hunt for during this event? Is it something new? Are you trying to get enough candies for a specific Pokemon that you want to power up? I pinned the question down below in the comments to get the conversation started. I would very much love to hear what you guys will be on the hunt for. Also, note too that during the event, Rock'n'Rolla Spotlight Hour will be taking place on Tuesday the 29th from 6 p.m. until 7 p.m. Rock'n'Rolla will be spawning almost exclusively during that time, and the bonuses during that Spotlight Hour will actually be 2 times XP for evolving Pokemon. So if you're not overly interested in catching Rock'n'Rolla, even though you'd still be getting the XP boost from catching Pokemon, you can instead spend the hour evolving as many Pokemon as you possibly can and getting 2,000 XP for each evolution, or 4,000 if you were to use a lucky egg. I would suggest making a folder of random Pokemon that you can evolve and grind out those Evos and just rake in those XP gains. I think you can evolve, around 120 Pokemon in an hour if you just keep grinding and just keep it going. But just to entice you guys to do that, because I know it sounds daunting, an hour of evolving seems a little repetitive, a little redundant, but just to entice you guys and show you what the potential benefit is, here's the math on screen. Assuming that you just evolved Pokemon the entire time with lucky eggs going, that is almost 500,000 XP for an hour worth of work, so not bad gains at all. Now you may be wondering, but Cap, where are all the fossil Pokemon? It's Adventure Week and I'm used to there being fossil Pokemon during Adventure Week, and there are none. None of the rare spawns, didn't hear anything about the timed or field research, where are the fossils? And fear not, dear viewers, we got you covered. On Saturday, August 2nd, there will be Fossil Research Day, which will be taking place, of course, during Adventure Week. We may not be getting a full week of fossil Pokemon, but we can still get our fossil kick for at least 3 hours. From 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. on that Saturday, there will be event-themed field research tasks, which will award encounters with the Kalos fossils Tyrant and Amora. Wild spawns will include Ammonite and Kabuto from the Kanto region, Laleep and Anrith from the Hoenn region, and Shieldon and Cranidos from the Sinnoh region. The Unova fossils, Tortuga and Archon will be rare spawns during the event, and you can play the event completely for free. You can play the entire event for free and rely solely on field research tasks to get your hands on shiny Tyrant and Amora. However, as always, you can upgrade your gameplay experience and give yourself more encounters via timed research. Those tasks are usually tied to completing field research tasks. For example, task 1 of a timed research would be something like complete a single field research task, and then task 2 of the timed research would be complete 2 field research tasks, and so on. Now, I'm a shiny hunting fiend, so I'm likely going to be getting the paid research myself, because typically these events have just absolutely insane shiny odds. They're absolutely cracked. Historically, the odds are roughly 1 in 10, which is way better than the base shiny odds of like 1 in 500 and something. So if you're a shiny collector, if you just want to just fill up your shiny folder just to have as many as possible, I'd recommend doing that. Get as many encounters as possible. Go to a place that's populated heavily with Pokestops if that's available to you. Usually suburbs, parks, malls, cities. Those are all fantastic places because they're usually overly populated with Pokestops, which means more field research. So definitely an event I'm excited about, or excited for. And I think, like I said, it's going to be one I'm going to be grinding quite a bit. I teased it earlier that I was going to offer some more insight about the brand new Pokemon Toedscruel coming to Pokemon Go. Is it going to be useful? Well, the answer is sort of, probably, maybe. Let me explain. It all depends on your preferred style of play. Now, for me personally, I'm a collector and I'm a huge fan of raiding. So for me, because it can't be shiny yet, Toedscruel isn't really super relevant to how I personally play the game. Its evolved form Toedscruel has a max catch CP of only 2738 with 100% IVs, so it's not going to be the most useful Pokemon while attempting to take down a raid boss. However, it may eventually be useful in PvP. Now, I mentioned earlier that Wiglet will be making its shiny debut. It's been around for, I think, over a year now, but like Toedscruel, it is another convergent form of an older Cantonian Pokemon, obviously going to be Diglett. Unlike Diglett, who is a pure ground type, Wiglet will actually be a pure water type, or is a pure water type. Now, before you ask, no, unfortunately, Wiglet and Wugtrio serve real no practical use in Pokemon Go.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Wugtrio maxes out at 2,142 with perfect stats, so it's not going to be very useful for raiding. There's a lot of better options for water type attackers. And obviously that number, that max CP of 2142, is going to be way too low to be viable in Ultra League where the CP ceiling is 2,500. So you're leaving 358 points of that CP value just not being used. So unfortunately it's not going to see any play in the Ultra League. So maybe it could find a home in Great League, and after a quick search on pvppoke.com, which is a fantastic resource. I'll leave a link in the description below. If you're getting into Go Battle League, or if you're trying to refine your skills for Go Battle League, it's a great resource. I've shouted them out before in previous videos. But I searched up Wugtrio in the search bar and rankings, and the answer is actually worse than I thought. Wugtrio ranks a horrible 908th in Great League. Now, for reference, you'd be better off using a Pineco or a Phanpy, and neither Pokemon is fully evolved. But is that going to stop me from hunting this to oblivion? No, absolutely not. I don't even have enough candies to evolve a regular Wiglet into a Wugtrio. And I caught that thing in a short last year, and I still don't have enough candies. But as I mentioned, I am a shiny hunter and I'm a collector by nature, so I will be grinding for the brand new shiny, and I will be filming my adventures for a future episode of
Cap's Card Collection Challenge.
Now, if you haven't already watched the first few episodes of the current season, be sure to click on the videos down in the description below. They were a lot of fun to make. They're actually my favorite videos to make and edit because I can do a lot more with them. It allows me to be a little bit more creative with them. So yeah, if you like me enough to be this deep into the video, then I'm sure you're going to love that content as well. So be sure to check that out. And if you want to see how the challenge I just mentioned will play out, be sure to smash that subscribe button so that way you don't miss the upload, because I cannot wait to get my hands on my first ever shiny Wiglet in Pokemon Go. So that just about wraps up for me, guys. If you haven't already, please hit that like button on the way out, as it really helps YouTube get this kind of content out to other Pokemon Go fans just like yourselves. Share this video with your friend group that you play Pokemon Go with, because spreading just a little bit of knowledge or a little bit of education goes a long way. But until next time, give one of the videos on screen a watch. I'm sure you'll appreciate them, I'm sure you'll enjoy them, and either way, I will see you in there.